Hello everyone, Jeff here for Respawn Studios, back with my Meet Your Maker series. This is episode 6, my top 7 games of 2015. I know a lot of people make top 10 lists, but there were only 7 games this year that I absolutely loved. I have a PlayStation 4, an Xbox One, and PC, so that's what the games that I'm able to play are on. That's also why the games you'll see here are from those systems, of course. So here, number 7 is Layers of Fear. It's a first-person horror game, and it's incredible. There's a lot of really freaky things. It's also a pre-release. Like, you can buy into it. It's about 75% done. And then when the full game comes out, you'll be given the rest of it. So it's the early access. But I'm going to shut up and let the gameplay volume take over for one of the best scenes in video games this year. How amazing was that? Okay, we are now picking up with number 6. This is The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. Technically, this is a 2014 game. It came out on PC in, I think, late 2014, but it came out on PS4 in the summer, July of this year, 2015. So that's why it's on here. It's a first-person exploration mystery kind of detective game. As you can see, the graphics are also amazing. And you are a detective trying to figure out where this boy is, what happened to him, and you're finding bits and pieces of a story. You solve murders, and it's pretty unforgettable. There's a lot of strange things in it, like you find a hand grenade, you can find an astronaut, and it gets even weirder from there. But it's amazing. There's not really much else I could say about it. Just look at it. The graphics are unbelievable. There are no cues ever letting you know what to do in the game. That's like the first message it says. We'll never hold your hand. So you have to like find out where to go, what to do on your own. So that's always pretty cool with so many games that like have the flashing signs, go here, do this, you have to go this way. No, you can like skip, go to different places on your own time in your own way. It's great. There's no combat, but it's still a very intense and kind of unforgettable game. The ending is, it'll hit you. It's going to hit you. Okay, now moving on. Another absolutely gorgeous indie PS4 game. This is Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. This is my number 5 game of 2015. You, as you can see, are in first-person perspective. You are in a small town, Shropshire in England, and everybody's gone. And you have to find out why. So you move around, you follow these lights, you see bits and pieces of a story, and you start to learn what happened and why. It's very beautiful. There's a lot of like lush green environments like this, but it's also very sad and at times like disturbing. So I played the whole game in its entirety in one sitting. It took me about 4.5 hours. But a lot of the achievements, the trophies, I guess, on PlayStation 4, are for doing really unusual things. So You might want to go back and replay it a lot, and you probably will once you experience it. Okay, so as you can see, we've transitioned here into Halo 5, which is my number 4 game of 2015. These are some multiplayer clips I have and a couple campaign bloopers that are going to be in a montage coming up. Pretty sick overkill here. So if you're not familiar with the Halo series, it's hard not to be. You play as Master Chief. The story, you alternate between 2 teams in this campaign. Here's a footage of the campaign. It's really good. Another first-person game. This is now a shooter. The co-op is really good, of course, the campaign. But it's also very enjoyable solo. In multiplayer, they added Warzone 12v12 mode where there's also AI, and that's really enjoyable. And I love it. I mean, Halo's always been my main series to play for multiplayer, so not really much more for me to say. And the same goes for here. Number 3, Fallout 4. These are a couple bloopers from my friend Nick. I just thought they perfectly sum up everything you could experience in Fallout. Yeah, the story is cool. A lot of people know about the customization that they've added in this game. You could design your own bases, but like the beauty of Fallout, you could just do whatever. Wander around the wasteland, encounter random things, have funny conversations, have things like this happen in VATS mode where his body's going to fly away. There's so much to do. My friend Justin was also just saying he's like a week, like 7 full days into his playtime, and he's done like 2 story missions. So there's so many side quests, so much to experience. Of course, suggest Fallout 4. I think it broke most sales records. All Bethesda's games, Elder Scrolls and Fallout games, have been really, really good. And Fallout 4 is no exception. Okay, moving on to the big games. Number 2 is Life is Strange. A lot of people might not have ever heard of it. You might have heard of it as like some teen high school drama. It's not. It starts out that way in episode 1. It's an episodic game. There were 5 episodes that came out about 5 or 6 weeks apart.
I still go to school here.
To me, this is the most important video game ever made. And it was very, 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 very hard not to have this as my number 1 game for 2015. If anything, there might be a tie for me. I know that's kind of a cop-out, but Life is Strange is unbelievable. It's a narrative game. You play, yes, as a high school student, a photography, I guess kind of major. You don't really have majors in high school, but it's like an art school and your focus is photography. Yeah, it starts out with kind of drama with your friends and people at the school. You meet your friend who you hadn't seen for 5 years. You move back to this town. But it gets way bigger than that. You find you have the ability to manipulate time. And that's just the beginning. It turns into this huge conspiracy that you find out. You're worried, is your power changing things for better? Is it like messing with reality? Are there other dimensions? It's crazy. And it's so well done. The ending became controversial for some people, but it shouldn't. That's ridiculous. The ending was fitting. Here are just some really cool scenes. See the graphics. They're not perfect, but I love the art style in this game. The music is really good. The voice acting is incredible. The choices you make are very, very impactful. At the end of episode 2 is probably the most emotional moment that will ever exist in video games. That's saying a lot, but please try and tell me what tops it. Life is Strange has so many emotional roller coaster moments, unforgettable sequences. I cannot recommend it enough. It's cheap. I think the full series is $20 or $25. I bought it on multiple systems. I've played through it a lot. I have it all on our YouTube. It's just so good in every way. I can't, again, suggest it anymore. Buy Life is Strange. Won a lot of awards for the voice actress that plays Chloe, who's the second main character. You play as Max. There's a lot of cool things. Their journal, you could take photographs, you could read more thoughts, you could look at text messages from your parents. It's just really, really cool. You get fully engrossed in the story and the lives of the people. It's just very smart in every way. And now we have moved on to my number 1 game for 2015, Until Dawn. I bought a PlayStation 4. I didn't have a PlayStation 4 for the 2 years it's been out, but I love horror games, so I bought a PlayStation 4 just to play this game, and I was not disappointed. It is so good. To me, Until Dawn is a flawless video game. The graphics are absolutely absurd. All of the main, I think, 10 actors are like full body in the game. Like it's the real person. It's modeled to look exactly like them, and it does. It's photorealistic graphics throughout. You make a lot of choices. There's so many branching storylines. You can go back and replay the game. You can see if you can have every character survive until dawn, or are they all going to die? And the actors are pretty top notch. There's Hayden Panettiere, there's Rami Malek, who's the main guy in Mr. Robot. One of the main guy from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's great. And they're all, of course, voiced by those people. The sheer amounts of variety in the game is so impressive. All of the choices you make are important for the characters' relationships, who goes where, what's going to happen when, who could possibly live or die, where are they going to go. It's nuts. And again, it's a game that has a lot of replay value. There's lots of different collectibles. There's other ways to experience it. You might want to see if you make like the complete opposite choices of what you just did. Yeah. I mean, again, it's the reason I bought a PlayStation 4, and I was not disappointed. The game takes about 8 or 9 hours to beat, and a lot of people say it's even better sitting down and playing it with friends or playing it as a couple. It's just so good. It is separated into chapters, and there's like little recaps before each of them, so it's kind of like a TV show. You don't have to play it all at once. You could do it in like 45-minute segments for the episodes. So yeah, those are my top 7 games for 2015. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll definitely be back with more videos soon.